ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ। ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ, ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ। ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ, ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ। ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ, ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ। ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ, ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ। ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ, ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ। ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ, ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ। ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ, ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ। ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ, ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ। ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ, ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਨਾਨਕ ਪਦ ਪੰਕਜ ਬੰਦਨ, ਪਦ ਪੰਕਜ ਬੰਦਨ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅੰਗਦ ਗੁਰ ਅੰਗਦ ਸਿਮਰੋ ਅੰਗਦ ਦੋਖ ਨਿਕੰਦਨ। ਅਮਰਦਾਸ ਹਿਰਦੈ ਨਿਤ ਧਿਆਵੋ, ਹਿਰਦੈ ਨਿਤ ਧਿਆਵੋ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਰਾਮਦਾਸ ਗੁਣ ਗਾਵੋ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਰਜਨ ਬਿਗਨਨ ਕੇ ਨਾਸਕ, ਬਿਗਨਨ ਕੇ ਨਾਸਕ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸੁਭ ਸਮਤ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ਕ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿ ਰਾਇ ਨਮੋ ਕਰ ਜੋਰੀ, ਨਮੋ ਕਰ ਜੋਰੀ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿ ਕ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਨ ਮਨਾਏ ਬਹੋਰੀ। ਗੁਰ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਪਰਮ ਕਿਰਪਾਲਾ ਜੀ, ਪਰਮ ਕਿਰਪਾਲਾ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਬਿਸਾਲਾ। ਤਰੋਂ ਤਰਾ ਪਰ ਪੁੰਨ ਪੁੰਨ ਸੀਸਾ ਜੀ, ਪੁੰਨ ਪੁੰਨ ਸੀਸਾ। ਬੰਦੋ ਬਾਰ ਬਾਰ ਜਗਦੀਸ਼ਾ। ਜਿਸ ਮਹਿ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਗਿਆਨ ਹੈ, ਮਾਨਕ ਭਗਤ ਵੈਰਾਗ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਉਦਦ, ਬੰਦੋ ਕਰ ਅਨੁਰਾਗ। ਏਕੰਕਾਰਾ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਤਹਿ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਸਚ ਹੋਏ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਬਿਗਨ ਬਿਨਾਸਨ ਸੋਏ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਬਿਗਨ ਬਿਨਾਸਨ ਸੋਏ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਰਾਜਾਨ ਰਾਜ ਭਾਨਾਨ ਭਾਨ ਦੇਵਾਨ ਦੇਵ ਉਪਮਾ ਮਹਾਨ ਚਬਰ ਛਤਰ ਤਖਤ ਦੇ ਮਾਲਕ ਧੰਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਸਾਜੀ ਨਿਵਾਜੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਰੂਪ ਗੁਰੂ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ। We are blessed and fortunate to be gathered once again in the sanctuary of Dhan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, in the sanctuary of the Sadh Sangat, to go through this weekly Ardas course. As we've been going through each week, we're now on the 6th week. For 6 weeks, we have been going through our history, starting from how Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj blessed this Khalsa Panth with this Ardas, going through all the Guru Saiban, from Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj, all the way through to where we are today. And this week, as we embark on trying to understand a little bit about the Pavitra Jivan of Dhan Satguru Sahib Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj. In this last year, we've actually covered quite extensively the Jivan of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji, because we've commemorated the 350th Shahidi Divas of Dhan Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj. In the Ardas, Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj tells us Tegh Bahadur Simriya Kar Naunid Ave Thai. Kar Naunid Ave Thai. What does that mean? We're going to look into that throughout this section, throughout this talk. And with Guru Sahib Ji's Kirpa, we'll try to touch upon some sakhiyan or some episodes from Dhan Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj's Jivan that not everyone will be familiar with. So whilst there are quite a few sort of famous sakhiyan that we'll touch upon as well, hopefully with Guru Sahib Ji's Kirpa, we'll try and touch upon some other sakhiyan as well, where it might just illuminate a little bit more into the persona of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji, and what their Jivan was like, and why it was that Sri Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj says that if we remember and we focus on Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji, then we will have these 9 treasures. And the title that we've put there is The Home of the 9 Treasures. And the reason why Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj is the home of the 9 treasures is because if we want these 9 treasures to enter our lives, then we need to have Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj enter our lives. If we want to have the glory, if we want to have the experience of all of these beautiful 9 things that Guru Sahib Ji talks about, then it's very simple. We don't have to chase the 9 things individually. We just need to chase Dhan Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji. And if we embrace Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji, then we will automatically gain these 9 things. So Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj is the home of these 9 treasures, because all of these 9 treasures are inside of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib. They are the kala of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj. So when we begin, and usually when we start Katha, we start with a Mangalacharan. A Mangalacharan is essentially, Mangal means joy, and Charan is the lotus feet of the Guru. When we start Gurbani Katha, we normally use some kind of example of Gurbani, or we use a Shabad, or we use a variety of Shabads that help focus the mind and help us to try to invoke the Kirpa of Guru Sahib, so that we can speak on their behalf. Because essentially that's what when we're sitting on this stage, we're speaking on behalf of the Guru. When it comes to Itihasik Katha, so when we're talking about history, then we do a different type of Mangal. And the Mangal that we shared this evening in today's session is by Kavi Santokh Singh, Mahakavi Santokh Singh Ji, from what we call Sri Nanak Prakash. So when Mahakavi Santokh Singh Ji, when he collated all of the history of the Guru Sahibans, he begins with this Manga. himself. He begins with this invocation. He begins with this salutation to all of the Guru Sahibans. And he says that every single Guru Sahib is the giver of something. They give us something unique. And when he gets to Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, Kavi Santokh Singh writes, Tegh Bahadur Param Kirpala. That Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji is the highest, the greatest, and most merciful that there ever is. That there is no one else like Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji in terms of how kirpalu they are, in terms of how giving, how merciful they are. And when we look through Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj's Jivan, we see that from when they were Prakash and when they came to this earth, and all the way through to their Shahidi when they left this earth in the physical form. Always merciful. The fact that they gave their Shahidi for the sake of a different dharam shows how Mahakavi Santokh Singh Ji encapsulates Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj's kirpa by saying that there is no one higher in terms of kirpa, there is no one higher in terms of mercy, in terms of blessings than Tan Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj. They are the epitome of kirpa. They are the epitome of this merciful and this beautiful individual. If we were to think of Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji on a human form. Obviously, we know Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj is the form of Akal Purkh, but if we think through our own human eyes or look through our own human eyes at Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji, then we could imagine them to be the most beautiful and the most merciful. So we're going to go through the basics to start off with in terms of Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj's early child life, their early life, their childhood, and their character. And hopefully we'll have an opportunity to reflect ourselves as well, to think about what kind of things are we taking from this. Because whilst we're here, it's really good that we're here. Obviously, with Guru Sahib Ji's Kirpa, that they've brought us to their darbar. But we need to leave with something as well. I say this so many times. Every time I sit on this stage and every time we come together as a group, I always say that coming is one thing, but what are we leaving with? If we're coming, we come with our beta, whatever it might be, a couple of pounds, or it might be a bottle of milk, or whatever it is. We bring something, we offer something to the Guru, but the truth is we have nothing to offer, but we have everything to gain. And we can only gain if we open up our joli and we say, Guru Maharaj, we have nothing to give, but everything to receive. If you can just fill it with your love. So my benti is, my benti is that let us leave with something. Let us leave with the grace of Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji. Let us leave with the kirpa. We're talking about Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj being Param Kirpa Allah. Let us leave with the kirpa of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji today. So the background, in terms of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, they were the youngest of Sri Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji and Mata Nanaki Ji's children. So Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj came right at the end, and before them, they had siblings, which we'll have a look at in a moment. Their grandparents, so Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj's grandparents, Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji and Mata Ganga Ji. Their great-grandparents, therefore, were Guru Stan Sri Guru Ramdas Sahib Ji Maharaj and Mata Pani Ji, and we spoke about them last time. The siblings of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj were Baba Gurditta Ji, Bibi Viro Ji, Baba Suraj Mal Ji, Baba Ani Rai Ji, and Baba Atal Rai Ji. So Guru Sahib Ji Maharaj, Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji, had many siblings. But being the youngest, they conducted themselves in a very different way in comparison to their siblings. Baba Gurditta Ji was a Puram Brahmgyani from a very, very young age. And they kept themselves completely detached. Bibi Viro Ji, she was married, she got married, and we'll hear about how Bibi Viro Ji, if we get a chance to, I'll touch upon a little bit of Bibi Viro Ji as well. Baba Suraj Mal Ji were a very, very pious, very gurmukh, kept themselves to themselves, but were very able-bodied as well and very, very quick, very versatile. Baba Ani Raji, again, a great soul. Baba Atal Raji was another Puram Brahmgyani. Baba Atal Raji, we're going to touch upon them later on in this talk as well. I'll share a sakhi about Baba Atal Raji as well. So Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji, from a young age, was surrounded by, not just by the Guru, but surrounded by so many great and blessed souls. So it's only inevitable that they were going to have those qualities themselves as well. Taking away from the fact that they were obviously going to be the Guru Sahib, if we just look at them as a young child, they were surrounded by great individuals. Now, as the eldest group, a lot of us will have children, or a lot of us will be thinking about potentially one day that Guru Sahib will do kirpa and will bless us with children. If we take examples from our Guru Sahib, and we look at how Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj was brought up in a family that was surrounded by Guru Sikhi. Obviously, they were going to be surrounded by Guru Sikhi because they were the family of the Guru. But if we just look at them as if we just look at them as individuals and almost detach ourselves from the fact that they were the Guru, or that they were from the Guru's Parvar, they were surrounded by so many beautiful Gursikhs. And that's what we need to do, and that's what the example that we need to follow when we're bringing up and raising our children as well. Put our children in good sangat. Surround our children with people who are going to push them. We're very keen in our qawm, in our community, in our culture, to push our children in academia. And that's a brilliant thing, don't get me wrong, that's a fantastic thing. We should be pushing our children to be the biggest and the best in any field that they choose to go into. But we should also push our children into Sangat. We should also push our children to say, get involved in things like Santya, get involved in these classes, get involved in Gatka, whatever it may be, any form of seva. Let's push our children so that they surround themselves with Gursikh Sangat in every field, so that wherever they go, there will always be those shining representatives of Gursikhi. So Guru Maharaj was surrounded by these beautiful Gursikhs from a young age, and their prakash, their illumination when they came to this world in the physical form was on the 12th of April, 1621, according to the modern calendar that we're using, obviously in this modern year. Guru Maharaj's prakash happened at Amrit Villa, and that is again it's a sign to show how at one Guru Sahib Ji were from the moment that they came to this earth. And as soon as they were born and they were brought into Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Maharaj's Sharan, Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Maharaj, Miri Piri de Malik, did a namaskar to Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji. It's the first time that Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Maharaj had ever bowed their head to any of their children. It's the first time that Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Maharaj saw the light of Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj in their child. So Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Maharaj does a namaskar to Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji, even though they are in such a young form and they are a child. And from a very young age, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj has this very deep, meditative, this quiet, almost detached-like persona. They're not involved in worldly affairs. They're not involved in anything that usual sort of young children would be involved in. And in fact, they're very happy just being on their own. They're very happy just being at one with Guru Sahib. They're very happy just sitting and observing from a distance. They don't need to be right in the mix of things. We've all heard the wedding of Baba Gurditta Ji, and how Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Maharaj, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj were on their way to the wedding of their elder brother. And at this moment in time, they're probably around 4 or 5 years old, very young. And from a young age, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj showed Bairag. Bairag can mean two things. Sometimes we think of Bairag as being sort of emotional, and that's a form of Bairag. But the true essence of Bairag is to be detached from this world. And Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj at a very young age when they came across, as they were traveling in their brother's wedding party, and they're going towards the Ananda cottage, they see at the side of the road that there's a young boy of a similar kind of age. And this boy has no clothes whatsoever. And Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, having that daya, having that compassion, having that love for the Jyot of Akala Purkh Vaheguru Sahib Ji, sees this young child and thinks, why hasn't he got any clothes? So Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji goes over to this child and he asks, and they say, why are you not wearing any clothes? And the child responds and says, if I had clothes, I'd wear them. Don't think for a moment that this is how I want to be. But if I had clothes, I'd wear them. If I had food, I'd eat it. If I had a home, I'd be in it. And seeing this, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji, Param Kirpala, the most merciful, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj takes off their own chola and gives it to this child. They take off their jewels and they give it to this child. Mata Nanaki Ji, their mother, their Satkar Jog mother, comes over and says, what are you doing? Like we're on our way to a wedding. All the guests are going to be looking at you thinking you're the son of the Guru, and you're not wearing your chola. And Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji says, it doesn't matter, because this child needs it more than I do. And all they're going to think, anybody who sees this child or anybody who sees me, all they're going to think is Dhanu Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji. They're not going to think Tegh Bahadur did something great. They're going to think this is the Sikhya that you get from following the true Guru. This is the mat, this is the Gur mat, this is the Guru's mat, this is the Guru's wisdom. That the Guru is so kirpalu, the Guru is so dayalu that we always give. Isn't that what Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj taught when they started the langar? That we just give to everybody. We don't recognize anybody by face. We just recognize them by the Jyot of Akala Purkh Vaheguru Sahib Ji that resides within them. And Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji says, I see the Jyot of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji sitting in this young child. It would be wrong of me to walk past Guru Nanak Dev Ji and not offer something. So I offer him my chola. Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj, when they come to hear of this, some historians and some Vidwans say that Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj gave this nickname. Whilst their name from birth was Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, they also gave this nickname, or they gave the second name of Tyagmal, the one who is completely detached, the one who will give anything. And this is where some historians say that this is where this name or this nickname or this second name of Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj comes about. As they grow into their sort of the young teens, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj has this loving relationship with Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji, much more than any of their other siblings. But whenever Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj would walk into the darbar of Sri Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj, they would always keep a low gaze. They would never look Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji, even if they're their father, they'd never look them in the eyes. They'd always keep their eyes, they'd always keep their gaze low. It shows the nimrata that Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj had. Even though that's their father, they're still their Guru. And their focus was only on the charan of Sri Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj. And they would never go more than 20 to 25 days without having the darshan of Sri Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji. They would visit daily, but in terms of speaking and coming close to Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj, they would never leave it more than a few weeks. And they'd always say, Maharaj, I need to have your one-to-one darshan. I want to speak to you directly. And so every 20 to 25 days, every 3 or 4 weeks, they'd come and say to Guru Maharaj, let's spend some time together. As Guru Sahib Ji was getting older and into their Naujwan years, we could say, Mata Nanaki Ji, the mother of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, did a benti to Sri Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj. They said that Baba Ani Rai has no desire except Guru Sikhi. He's on a different path. And you've given the Guru Gaddi, or you've earmarked the Guru Gaddi to Guru Har Rai Sahib Ji. So what's going to happen now to Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji? And Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj says to Mata Nanaki Ji, that don't worry. The kirpa that Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj is going to show to this world is what's going to save this world. Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj isn't ready for the Gurgaddi just yet because they have a lot of tapa to do first. And we know that Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, when they moved to Bagala, their maternal village, they then remained engrossed in Bhakti for 26 years. For 26 years, they kept their food intake very, very minimal. For 26 years, they slept very, very little. For 26 years, they did not speak useless, and engage in useless conversations. For 26 years, Tan Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj were completely fixed with one Akal Purkh Vaheguru Sahib Ji. So what can we learn from this? What can we learn from the childhood up to the point where Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj has now detached themselves from the world essentially and focused for 26 years on building this prem, this love, this oneness with Akal Purkh Vaheguru Sahib Ji, the Nirgun and the Sargun becoming one. Just like Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj had that conversation with the Nirgun and the Sargun when they went into the Vay Nadi and they revealed Murmantar to us. In a similar way, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji now is the Sargun form of Akal Purkh Vaheguru Sahib Ji, the Nirgun form. And for 26 years, Guru Sahib Ji Maharaj is doing this bhakti. So what are we gonna take from that? What are we gonna take from that? Have just a brief conversation with those around you and just think, what can we learn from? I'll put this back up onto the screen so you can see. But what are we gonna take away from this? What are we gonna learn from this? What are we gonna take away to say that this is what Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj was like, and this is how I'm gonna now implement something into my life now as well from the teachings of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji. So literally just a couple of minutes, if that, just have a quick conversation with those around you, and then we'll see if there's anyone who's willing to share. So literally just a couple of minutes. Prepared to share anything that we can take away with us? What can we take away from Guru Sahib Ji's Jeevan from their early childhood? Anybody willing to share? Buddy? Yeah, I like that. To be content within yourself without needing external validation. What part of Guru Sahib Ji's Jeevan do you feel that sort of you take that from? Yeah. Yeah, perfect. So, for those who might not have heard what Baji was saying, they said that Guru Sahib Ji being in solitude for 26 years and being engrossed in that bhakti for 26 years, it gives you that sense of peace and sort of detachment from the rest of the world, so that you don't need to be worried about those external voices and the external sort of pressures or anything like that. You're just solely focused on what we're here to do, and that's a beautiful way to start, really. Anybody else want to share anything that they feel like actually that's something that we can take from Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj? Anji Paji. Absolutely. I completely agree with that. That we're so engrossed in what we have. Guru Sahib never once did they think twice about giving that jola to that young child. It was automatically it was a instant reaction. I don't know why we've got so much feedback. That's better. Thank you. So Benji was saying that we always, for ourselves, we always think twice about giving to someone or doing something. It's the sound system. But Guru Sahib, never once did they think twice about whether it's something as simple as giving their jola or something as big as giving their cease. Guru Sahib Ji never thought twice. When those Kashmiri Pandits came, Guru Maharaj didn't say, oh, let me think about it. It was, we've got to go. It wasn't a case of, let me give you something else instead. It's, here's my jola. It wasn't a case of, let me send somebody else. It was a case of, we'll go ourselves. That's the greatness of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj. And unfortunately, we get so involved in, oh, this is mine, that we hold on to all of these things. And Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji's Bani is all about letting go of all of these kind of things. Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji's Bani is all about giving, sacrificing, letting go of that emotional and that material attachment, and attaching ourselves to the charan of Akal Purkh Waheguru Sahib Ji. Thank you to Benji, thank you to Baji. Anybody else wishes to share anything? No? Okay. So that takes us then to the Ardas and what Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj tells us in the Ardas. So Guru Maharaj tells us, Tegh Bahadur Simriya Kar no nid ave tai, sab thai hoye sahai. So I've broken each section into different colors. Can you tell that they're different colors, huh? So we want to try and break it down word by word. So what does this actually mean? Because we say this every single day. Twice a day we say this Ardas. Twice a day we do this Ardas and we say these words. Tegh Bahadur Simriya Kar naunid ave tai sab thai hoye sahai. Tegh Bahadur Simriya Kar naunid ave tai sab thai hoye sahai. But what does that actually mean? What are these words that we are saying? Why do we say them? So Tegh Bahadur, very straightforward. Name of Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji. Simriya. What does Simriya mean? Naam Japna? Yeah? Anything else? Yaad karna, to remember, to meditate upon. Kar, what's kar mean? Is your home, your house? Yeah? No? 9? Nid, treasures. Ave, to come. Tai, That is a difficult one now. If you, Hanji? Dor ke hona, very good, very nice. Yeah, tai means to run. Yeah, to come quickly. Sab, everything. Yeah. Thai, jaga. Yeah, place. Hoy, yeah, to have or to reach. Yeah. Sahai, rakhya karna. Yeah. So rakhya, so to have protection or support. So when we break it down word by word, it means Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji, meditate. House can also, so Kahar can also mean body. In Gurbani, when we refer to Kahar, sometimes Guru Maharaj is talking about the body or the house, because both can be the same. The house of God in terms of the physical building, or the house of God in terms of the soul needs a place or the body needs a place to house the soul or the Jot of Akal Purkh. 9 obviously is no treasures, Ava, to arrive or to come, Tai, to run or to travel quickly, and then we've got all places have and are support. So what does this mean? What is Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj telling us? That if we meditate upon, if we remember Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, then within our house, whether that's the physical house or whether it's this body, we will have the 9 treasures. And it's not just a case of we'll have these 9 treasures. Guru Sahib says that these 9 treasures will run towards us. That they will come to us. We don't have to run after them. They will run after us. They will want to be inside of us. Sabatai hoye sahai. That in every single place, regardless of where you are, regardless of who you are, because Guru Sahib Ji doesn't say that this is only applicable to the Sikh. This is applicable to every single person. As we've seen, when those Kashmiri Pandits came to Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, Sabatai hoye sahai, in all places, to all people, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj will have your back. That's the greatness of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji, Param Kirpala, the highest, the most supreme, the most merciful. There is no one else that can do what Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj has done. There never has been, there never will be. That's the greatness of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj. So what are these 9 treasures? Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj tells us that there are 9 treasures that we will receive, that these 9 treasures will run towards us. What are these 9 treasures? There are 2 types of these 9 treasures, no nidya, that we talk about according to Gurmat. So there's 9 treasures that are physical treasures. So Guru Sahib Ji says that if you want all of these physical treasures, meditate on Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji, because these are real. Okay, so when we look at ancient Eastern philosophy and they talk about the 9 treasures, these are the 9 treasures that are listed. Padam. Padam means precious metal, so we're talking about gold and silver. Mahan Padam. So these are precious stones. So you things like your diamonds, your rubies, your gemstones, all of those kind of things. Makar is honor, and it's also having spiritual understanding. Shastri Gyan or Shastri Vidya, what they call. So understanding the Shastra, understanding the texts, or understanding Vidya, understanding knowledge. Kund is dealing or trading in gold. Neel is dealing or trading in precious stones and gems. Kachap is dealing in clothes, fine food, fine grains, corn, things like that. Mukand is having mastery of the fine arts, so being a beautiful painter or being a beautiful musician, those kind of, or being great at poetry. Karab is being the master of all riches, so having an abundance of wealth, essentially. And Sank is having the best foods and the best clothes. So Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj was very specific when they spoke about Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj being the master and the home of these 9 treasures. Now, when we're saying Teg Bahadur Simriya Kar Nonid Ave Tahe Sab Thai Hoy Sahai. What we're saying is that Guru Teg Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, you are going to be the one who gives us these 9 treasures. But in order for someone to give you something, they must have it themselves. In order for someone, if I was to give something to someone, if we're talking about the chola that Guru Teg Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj gave, they had to have the chola themselves in order to give it to someone. Similarly, for us, if we want to give something, we want to dance something, or we want to give something to charity, or whatever it might be, then we need to have it first in order for us to give it. So Guru Teg Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj must also have then these 9 treasures themselves. And we know that all of these things, these are all materialistic. So really and truly, anybody could have these, you could argue. What's so great about having precious metals, gold and silver? Because there are plenty of people in this world who have access to gold and silver. Some people may, even in the Sangat right now, may have gold and silver, whether it's rings or kare or whatever it might be. And likewise, with Maharaj's Kirpa, everybody here is dressed quite nicely, some fancy clothes. And on here, we see that one of the non-India is to have nice clothes. So why is it so important? Why does Guru Sahib Ji tell us that if you meditate on Guru Teg Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, and these are the things that we'll get? Because Guru Sahib Ji knows that we are materialistic people. And Guru Sahib Ji tells us, listen, if you want these things, come to the charan of Sri Guru Teg Bahadur Sahib Ji. You don't need to go anywhere else. You don't need to run after certain people. You don't need to run after Pakhandi Babbe. You don't need to do these jantar mantras or things that are going to help you to gain these kinds of wealths and these kind of materialistic things. Come to the feet of Sri Guru Teg Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj. You'll get all of these things. You'll have the beautiful homes. You'll have the fine jewels. You'll have the nice cars. You'll have the luxuries of life. But also remember, Guru Teg Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj was very quick to let go of these things as well. Guru Teg Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj was very quick to say, I don't need these things. None of these things are going to go with me. So what is it? What are the true 9 treasures that we actually want? Because we can ask for these and we'll get them. I have full parosa, full faith that Guru Sahib Ji will give us these things because Maharaj Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji said, no nid avetai. So I believe that Guru Sahib Ji will give us these things as well if we ask for them, 100%. But Guru Maharaj wants us to have something else instead. So the true 9 treasures are these. Parosa, faith, unwavering faith. Linta. Linta is when you become so attached to a Galapur, to the divine, that you don't want to be separated from them. Santok, contentment. Berag, we spoke about that earlier. Berag being detachment from worldly possessions. Hukam, accepting the will of God, accepting the will of the divine, accepting that whatever Guru Maharaj Akal Purakh Vaheguru Sahib Ji has written for us, we're going to accept that no matter what. Sahaj, having that poise, that steadiness, unwavering, doesn't get swayed one way or the other. Anand, true bliss, not temporary bliss, not that bliss where you feel like, and I'm going to relate it to myself now, that temporary bliss where, because I'm a avid football fan, yeah. So Leeds United now with Guru Sahib Ji Beyond Kirpa are in the semi-finals of the FA Cup, and there's that ecstasy, there's that bliss, there's that joy that you feel when the team did the game, but it's temporary because knowing Leeds United, we're going to end up messing up where it really counts. That's when it's that joy is going to go. That bliss is going to go. That anand is going to go. Guru Sahib na kare. But that bliss that you feel when something, whatever it might be, in my case it's football or it could be anything else. I can't even think of anything else because it's all football. Whatever it might be, we feel that joy, but it's only ever temporary. That's not anand. That's not anand. Anand is that bliss that is always there. It's constant. It cannot be taken away. So maaf karna, even when we come to Guru Sahib Ji's darbar and we feel that warmth, we feel that anand inside of us, maaf karna, that's not real anand because it's temporary. In that moment, it's real. But as soon as we switch off and we go back into our worldly senses and our worldly thoughts and our worldly processes, that anand has gone. So it can't be real. True anand, what Guru Maharaj is talking about in terms of these 9 treasures, true anand stays with us forever. That's when we become one with Akal Purkh, because then we're in that state of bliss forever, because we become that bliss. Vismad is to be in awe or to be wonderstruck by the greatness of Guru Sahib. That whenever we see something, we just say, Vah. That whatever it might be, it could be we just see a butterfly. And that's the most random thing that pops into my head. But we could just think, Vah, when we see a butterfly. Or we could see something as insignificant to you and I as a blade of grass. But then we look at how that blade of grass provides for that little insect. And that without that blade of grass, that insect would not be able to survive. Vah. Akal Purkh, you are amazing. That you put that tiny insect on that tiny blade of grass at the right time, in the right place. That's Vismad. Being in complete awe at this whole creation. Another is having the glance of grace, where Guru Sahib Ji just needs to have that one look at us, just with their beautiful eyes, to just do that one bit of kirpa, and we're solved. Our whole problems, everything in our lives is just put right. Dhan Sri Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj tells us that every single time when we do this Ardas, Teg Bahadur Simriya, Kar Naunid Ave Tae, Sab Thai Hoy Sahai. These are the 9 things that we will receive if we focus with that ik man ik cheta, with that one focused mind, that one focused concentration. We will receive these 9 things. We will have that undying faith. We will have that attachment to Akal Purkh Waheguru Sahib Ji and only Akal Purkh Waheguru Sahib Ji. We will lose the attachment to materialism. We will have that santokh, that contentment. We will forget about anything that takes us away from Guru Sahib. We will accept the hukam of a Guru Sahib. We will have that poise, that saj avastha. We will have that paramanand, the supreme bliss. We will be in awe and wonderstruck at the greatness and the beauty of Akal Purkh Waheguru Sahib Ji's creation. And we will have the glance of grace from Guru Sahib themselves. So let's relate it back to Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj and their own jivan. And we're talking about in the worldly sense. So we spoke about the 9 treasures of the world and the 9 treasures of the soul, of the spirit. Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj showed us that we can ask for anything. We all know the story of Baba Makhan Shah Lubana and how their ship was stranded on the shore, and they needed it to be released from that shore so that they can get back onto their course of where they were going. We know that Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj freed Baba Makhan Shah Lubana and their ship, and all of the sailors, all of the people that were on that boat, they started praising each other. They started saying, oh, well done, we've managed to free this boat. But Baba Makhan Shah Lubana, who had done this ardas to Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj, because they didn't know Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji, who they were, nor did they know that they existed. All they knew that the light of Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj was on this earth. So they did that ardas beinti to the charan of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj. And they asked Guru Sahib that protect my boat, protect my cargo, protect my worldly possessions. Because that's what it was. We think about, we're not allowed to ask for these things. Baba Makhan Shah Lubana asked for these things. But he asked from the feet, the charan of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji. So if you want these things, if you want the protection of your worldly things, go to the feet of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji. You don't need to go anywhere else. Come here. to the feet of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji, to the feet of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, and say, Maharaj, just like you protected Baba Makhan Shah Labana, protect me. Just like he was successful, make me successful. But just like Baba Makhan Shah Labana had the faith in you, give me that faith as well. Give me the faith that Baba Makhan Shah Labana had for you. Give me the prem that Baba Makhan Shah Labana had for you. Because even if I don't get the worldly things, at least I'll be khush with the prem. At least I'll be happy with the love that you give me. Because that's going to mean more to me than the things that I'll end up leaving here anyway. So Baba Makhan Shah Labana reaches Bakala, where Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji were. 22 other pretend gurus, as we know the Sakhi as it goes, 22 other imposters were lining up, pretending to be the new guru. Baba Makhan Shah Labana was so tired, was so exhausted, because he'd gone to every single one of these 22, put down 2 gold coins. He'd promised 500, put down 2. If they were the true guru, he knew that they'd ask for more, but none of them did. So exhausted, they asked, is there anybody else? And there was one person who says that there's one person that you haven't seen. He lives in a pora, he lives in a cave. Very rarely does he speak to anybody. He lives with his wife, he lives with his mother, and that's it. He doesn't speak to anybody, he doesn't come out, he doesn't get involved in idle conversations or anything like that. Baba Makhan Shah Labana places the 2 coins in front of Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj. And just as Baba Makhan Shah Labana is about to leave, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji says, Makhan Shah, you're 498 short. You promised me 500. At that point, Baba Makhan Shah Labana knew that Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj was the Guru, fell to the feet of Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj and said, Maharaj, we need to let the whole world know that you're here. And Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj says, no, I want to stay here. I want to stay hidden. Baba Makhan Shah Labana said, no, Maharaj, the world needs to know. There are 22 others out there, and that's just in this place. Who knows how many other imposters are out there pretending to be the Guru. Baba Makhan Shah Labana was given the consequence of blackening their face, taking the soot from the fire, blackening their face, and then they went onto the rooftop and shouted, Guru Ladore, Guru Ladore. But they accepted the hukum of the Guru. They said, it's okay, Maharaj, if that's what I have to do, I will do whatever needs to be. Guru Maharaj listens to their Gursikh because they did a beinti. They said, Maharaj, we need you. You're our Guru. Come, make yourself Pargat, because the world needs you right now. And Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj never lets an Ardas go unheard. Whether it's the Ardas of Baba Makhan Shah Labana when he's in his boat, when it's the Ardas of Baba Makhan Shah Labana when he's Sanmukh, when he's in front of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj and saying, Maharaj, we need to reveal you to the world, or whether it's the Kashmiri Pandits who said, Maharaj, we need you to save us. Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj never said no. So why is Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji going to say no to any of us? Why is Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji going to say, no, I'm not going to give you what it is that you need. I'm not going to give you the love that you require. I'm not going to give you the prem, the sharda, the parosa. I'm not going to give you these things. I'm not going to give you the Saj Avastha. I'm not going to give you that Paramanand. Why would Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj say that I'll give my seas to the Kashmiri Pandits, but I won't give Bairag, detachment from this world, to my Gursikh? Is it that the Gursikh is not asking for the Bairag? Is it that the Gursikh is not asking for the Parosa? Maybe we need to change what we're asking for, Sadh Sangat, and we need to come to the feet of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji. And when we say those words, Tegh Bahadur Simriya, let's know now what it is that we're asking for. Let's know now that these are the 9 treasures, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji. This is what I'm asking for now. I know what I'm asking for now, so now you have to give it to me. Because before I didn't know what I was asking for. So that's why I haven't got it. But now, Maharaj, I know exactly what it is that I'm asking for. And now, Guru Maharaj, I know that you're the most Kirpalu. I know you're Param Kirpala. I know you're the most merciful. So if you're the most merciful, then Guru Maharaj, there's certain things, there's 9 things here that I'm expecting. Just like you gave those 9 things to Baba Makkan Shalabana, Guru Maharaj, I want to be your Makkan Shalabana. I want to be Makkan Shalabana today in 2026. I want to be able to go onto the rooftops and shout, Guru Ladore, Guru Ladore. I want to be able to shout from the rooftops that I have found the Guru. I want to see a person and say, have you found the Guru? Because I have. I want to be Makkan Shalabana. But Guru Maharaj, you have to make me Makkan Shalabana. I can't make myself. So those 9 treasures, as I mentioned earlier, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj must have had those 9 treasures themselves in order to then give us those 9 treasures. They are the home of these 9 treasures, and they must have them so that they can then give them to us. So we talk about Bairag as one of those 9 treasures. Guru Maharaj is completely detached from this world, as we already discussed how they gave their chola to that homeless child. So we know already that Guru Sahib has no attachment to anything that's worldly. Hukam, the acceptance of the will of God. And they learnt this from their brother, Baba Atal Rai Ji. Baba Atal Rai Ji was the elder brother of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, and they only lived till the age of 9 years old. Baba Atal Rai Ji was just like any other child, but he had that Brahm Gyanta, he had the spiritual abilities as well. On one day, Baba Atal Rai Ji were playing with their friends, and they were playing bat and ball. Baba Atal Rai Ji was bowling. So he was bowling, and I believe, maaf karna if I get this wrong, but I think then their friend's name was Mohan. And Mohan was batting, but the sun went down, and as you know in Punjab, ikdam, when the sun goes, it goes completely. It's not a gradual. When it gets dark straight away. So it got dark, and all the children had to go back to their homes. The next morning, before they left, Guru Tegh Bahadur, Baba Atal Rai Ji goes to their friend that tomorrow is going to be my turn to bat. I've bowled tonight, but tomorrow is going to be my turn to bat. So make sure you're ready, because I'm going to make sure that I win. They all go home. The next morning, Baba Atal Rai Ji wakes up, goes to call for his friend, knocks on the door, and he sees everybody crying. He says, what's going on here? Mohan has been bitten by a snake overnight, and that snake has killed him. Baba Atal Rai Ji had so much Shakti, had so much power, that they said, nah, he's not dead. He just doesn't want to bowl. It's my turn to bat. He's faking it. He's pretending. They get the bat, the stick that they're playing with, and they nudge the body. And they said, wake up. It's time to play. It's my turn to bat. And with the kirpa of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji, and this is the grace of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj, and the Shakti of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji, with just one nudge from Baba Atal Rai Ji, Mohan Ji woke up. When Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Maharaj found out that this is what had happened, they were so disappointed, because they said, you've tampered with the hukam of Akal Purkh. Yes, we have this Shakti. Yes, we have this ability, but we keep this to ourselves because we're not about showing these miracles. We're not about performing these miracles. We're about teaching to live within the hukam of Akal Purkh. As a result, Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Maharaj says to Baba Atal Rai Ji, the world is imbalanced now. The hukam is imbalanced. Your friend is now living, but really and truly, someone on that day had to give their life. Baba Atal Rai Ji understanding the hukum of Guru Sahib and understanding what Guru Sahib Ji says and understanding the fact that there is now this imbalance, took it upon themselves to leave their own breath, their own swas. And so at an age of 9 years old, they left their body. So where you, in Harmandir Sahib, there's a tall building at the back, Baba Atal Rai Ji's Gurdwara Sahib, 9 stories tall. From a young age, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji understood what it meant to live by the hukum, because they saw it within their own family, they saw it with their brother, and they saw the importance of that hukum from Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Maharaj as their father. Vismad, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj showed that they've got this vismad because Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Maharaj, when they saw Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji on the battlefield for their first time at 13 or 14 years old, they were wonderstruck, they were in awe. They said, this young boy is fighting so ferociously. There's no wonder we called him Tegh Bahadur, because he fights with such ferocity, he fights with so much shakti, with so much power, that no one can stand him. Leenta, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, we've already discussed, was so attached to Akal Purkh Waheguru Sahib Ji that they didn't want to break that 26 years of bhakti. They only came out of that Pora Sahib when Baba Makhan Shah Lubana did Beinti to Guru Sahib. If it wasn't for Baba Makhan Shah Lubana, they would have remained within that bhakti for however many years after that. Parosa. They showed what Parosa means by having Baba Makhan Shah Lubana do that Ardas. If it wasn't for Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, Makhan Shah Lubana would not have had that faith, that Parosa in Guru Sahib. And Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, the epitome of Sahaj Avastha. That after Baba Makhan Shah Lubana became a very close Gursikh of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, they went to Tirmal to try to recover some of the things that had been stolen from Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji. And as a result, Tirmal, who proclaimed himself to be the next Guru, had one of his masans, one of his close followers called Shiha, fire a shot at Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj. The bullet just grazed the matha of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji, just grazed enough to create or to start Guru Sahib Ji's forehead to bleed. But Guru Sahib Ji never got angry. They never retaliated. They had that Sahaj Avastha, they had that poise, they had that oneness, that stillness to not be affected by anything in this world. And Anand, they're in complete bliss. When Tirmal, not only did they slander Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, they attacked Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj. They stole things from Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, completely ransacked their home. And Baba Makhan Shah Lubana went back and recovered all of these items and also brought back Sri Ard Granth Sahib as well. The first form of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji that was in the possession of Tirmal. The response to Baba Tirmal and to the response to Baba Makhan Shah Lubana was to give it all back. In a complete state of bliss. I don't need anything. Even though all of these things belong to the house of the Guru, we're in complete Anand. That true bliss. Not that temporary bliss that we spoke about. The true bliss that is complete oneness. And the Nadar. The Nadar of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji. This is the last Sakhi that I'm going to share now because I appreciate we're a little bit over time. Guru Maharaj, when they went to the village of Hadiyai, there was a surge of a fever that was going around. And every single person was affected by this fever, this illness that was going around, this disease. And Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, there was a small, shallow well, you could say. But it wasn't a deep well. It was just almost like a pond, if there's a sort of no better word to sort of describe it. Just by the glance of grace of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, Guru Sahib Ji just looked into this water, And this water then had such healing properties that any person who came and had Ishnan into this Kelo Sarovar, it was not really a Sarovar because it's not massive, it's just a small body of water. Any person who had this fever, any person who had this illness and this disease, who bathed in this water, became cured. That's the grace, that's the nadar of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj. So when we talk about these 9 treasures, Tegh Bahadur Simriya, Ghar Naun da Ave Tae, these are the 9 treasures. Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj was the embodiment of these 9 treasures. So it's only right that if we ask for anything, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj is always going to give them to us. Because you can only give something if you have it to give. Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj is the home of the 9 treasures. We don't need to go anywhere else. We don't need to ask anybody else. Whether it's worldly or whether it's spiritually, we will always find it at the feet of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj. If I've said anything to offend anybody, I ask for forgiveness. It's never my intention. I will not have done justice to the Jivan of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj. So I ask for forgiveness from Tan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, Tan Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj. And I hope that really and truly we take on board these 9 treasures and we try to implement them into our lives. And like I said, do that Ardas to Guru Sahib and say, Maharaj, I know what these 9 treasures are now. I know what these 9 nidya are now. So now I'm going to ask for them. And Guru Maharaj, because they are the Param Kirpalu, because they are so giving, so merciful, Guru Maharaj will never refuse the Ardas Benti of a Guru Sikh. Leke katahena shutiye, khin khin pulan har, baksan har baksla, nanak par utar, Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.